The cabin felt tight with tension, engines vibrating softly when a voice from row 7 sliced through the air. "Go back to Africa." He shouted it loud enough for every passenger to hear. Everything stopped. Conversations died. Hands froze mid-motion. The black woman he aimed it at didn't react. She didn't flinch or argue. She simply met his stare steady, composed, unshaken. He grinned, satisfied with himself, never realizing the woman he just insulted wasn't another traveler at all. Moments later, that same woman reached for the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking." Silence swallowed the cabin. Earlier that morning, the terminal buzzed with impatience. Flight 318 from New York to London had already been delayed 3 times, and nerves were wearing thin. Phone screens glowed. Coffee cups steamed. And irritation lingered like fog. Near gate C12. A man in a tailored gray suit paced aggressively, as if movement itself owed him obedience. Edward Lawson's CEO of a private equity firm despised waiting, especially when he believed his status should erase inconvenience. Across the gate, a black woman in full uniform calmly reviewed her checklist. Captain Maya Roberts stood composed, unfazed by the occasional stares, the raised brows, the quiet disbelief that followed her everywhere. 15 years in the cockpit had taught her to fly through storms far worse than prejudice, but that morning had its own turbulence. Waiting. When boarding was announced, Edward shoved past the line, flashing his platinum card. "First class." "Let's move," he muttered. The gate agent reminded him that boarding groups mattered. He dismissed her with a wave. "I pay for priority, not patience." Stepping onto the jet bridge, he noticed Maya speaking quietly with the cabin crew. 3 gold stripes marked her uniform clear, earned authority. He chuckled under his breath. They're handing out pilot badges to anyone now. She heard him, but didn't respond. "Good morning, sir." "Welcome aboard," he scoffed. Yeah. Just get us there on time, sweetheart." The word struck hard. "I'll do my best," she replied evenly. Edward brushed past and dropped into seat 3A, opening his laptop as if nothing had happened. Half an hour later, the doors sealed. The cabin settled. Maya entered the cockpit. Her co-pilot, First Officer Ethan Reed, glanced back. "All set." She nodded. "Let's make it smooth." The intercom clicked on. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We'll be departing shortly for London." A voice cut her off. "Wait, you're the pilot?" Heads turned. Edward stood halfway out of his seat, disbelief written across his face. "You've got to be joking. I'm not trusting my life to a diversity hire. Where's the real pilot?" The aircraft went dead quiet. Flight attendants froze. Ethan's grip tightened. Maya's voice never changed. "Sir, please remain seated." Edward stood fully now. "No, this is ridiculous. I'm not flying across the Atlantic with her in charge," he sneered. "Go back to Africa, wherever you came from." Gasps rippled through the cabin. Someone covered a child's ears. A phone lifted to record. Maya stepped forward, calm but firm. "Sir, sit down, now." He laughed. "Or what? You'll call security." "You don't have that authority." She met his eyes. "Actually, I do." Turning toward the cockpit, she pressed the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, due to a security issue, we'll be returning to the gate," whispers erupted. "She's the captain." "Oh my God, she really is." Edward's smile cracked. "You can't be serious." "Very," Maya said. "For everyone's safety, you will be escorted off this aircraft." As the plane rolled back, Edward shouted threats, connections, lawsuits, ruined careers. Maya said nothing. Her silence cut deeper than words. When the jet bridge connected, airport police boarded. Applause spread quietly through the cabin as Edward's anger collapsed into panic. "This is discrimination," he yelled while being led away. Someone nearby muttered, "Now you know how it feels." Within hours, the video flooded social media. The footage of a suited executive shouting slurs while a black captain calmly reclaimed control went viral worldwide. Millions watched. News channels replayed it again and again. The caption said it all. She didn't raise her voice. She raised the standard. By morning, Edward Lawson was trending not for business success, but for public disgrace. His company condemned his actions. By noon, he was suspended. By nightfall, fired Captain Maya Roberts became something else entirely, a symbol of quiet power. Airlines praised her professionalism. Unions spoke out in support. One comment beneath the video summed it up best. She didn't humiliate him. Gravity did. Weeks later, at a leadership summit on workplace equality, Maya stood at a podium in uniform. "Power," she said, "isn't about how loud you are. It's about staying steady when the world tries to shake you." The room rose in applause. Cameras flashed. Even her co-pilot wiped away tears. Afterward, a young black girl approached, hands trembling. "My dad showed me a video. I want to be like you." Maya smiled gently. "Then start now. The sky has room for all of us." That night, another flight left New York for London. Same route, same call sign. Captain Maya Roberts in command as the city lights faded below. She knew the man who once tried to shame her was grounded not by force, but by his own hatred. She whispered softly, "Cleared for takeoff." The engines thundered, and this time, no one questioned who was flying the plane. If you believe respect should soar higher than arrogance, stand with truth. Like this video, share it everywhere, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from and which moment hit hardest. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because silence fuels hate, but courage keeps the skies clear.